Hello everyone. Today I want to share something with you. This machine is really important for us, especially to my husband. It's a lifesaver machine, and some of you probably know this machine, especially those who work in like medical field. But I want to show you something really cool. All right, hang on tight. Alright, so this is the machine that I'm talking about earlier, and so this is the machine that we're using every single night. And this is actually a dialysis machine. It is called the Peritoneal Dialysis machine. So I cover up the logo so just to disclose the manufacturer, but hey, who knows? They might sponsor us, something. But it's really cool. So that's his prescription. And it says that's my treatment, my settings, my records. So everything is uh, programmed in that system. And we have an IQ reader. That's where the prescription is saved. And just plug it in and the machine will read it and it will go through the system. Okay, so the machine is starting up now. It's just like a computer, when you start it up, it's started like start up or it's booting up. So we're starting our treatment now. So it says setup. So it's setting up and then we'll just wait until it's done setting up. We can't really do anything until the machine finished doing its job. So we're gonna continue to wait and then just follow through whatever the machine is saying. Alright, we'll continue. So the machine is already asking us to gather supplies, mask, and of course wash the hands. That's very important because you have to be sanitized, clean, setting up this machine and hooking up your patient. So insert the cassette right now. I gathered everything. So this is the solution. This is the solution is using. Basically, this is like a dextrose. So that's the strength right there. It's gonna stay in his stomach for his dwell time is like 2 hours, but every patient is different. But in his case, it stays 2 hours in the stomach, and then that's where the exchange of like the cleaning of the body, like through the peritoneal. There's a lot of explanation to that, but anyway, instead of blood, because some, especially in the Philippines, all we know when we hear about like dialysis, it comes to mind that it's really like the blood, cleaning of the blood, but there are different type of dialysis. And in his case, it is not the blood that we're gonna. It's basically still the blood, but we're using a different process. So it's like cleaning his body still. I may not explain it correctly, but anyway. So this is the bag. That's part of it, and then the supply cassette. They said that, like, insert the cassette. So this is where we're gonna insert the cassette, and this thing right here. This is called the cassette. All right. So now I can't hold real on my camera. I have to get some probably tripod to do that. But I'm gonna sanitize my hand again and then insert this cassette, and then we'll go from there. All right, there you go, guys. So I already inserted the cassette. So that's how it looks like. And right now it's already done processing it. So now it's asking me to choose which bag I use. So this is the bag. So he uses 2 overnight, 2 bags, like 6-liter bag. So that's set up as well there. It's already there. So we'll just click next. And then now I gotta connect this connection to that bag. So I'm gonna change gloves again and sanitize my hand since I'm doing this, but no big deal. All right, continuation. So it says connect solution lines, place bag tray and heater tray, or place bag on heater tray, I can't read, and connect drain line. So this is the drain line, I already connected it, and this is the main line, red thing, red connection, this is the main line, and then the white connections that are just like the secondary, tertiary, and whatever. And so we just have to tell the machine to do its thing again. So click next, and after connecting the bags, it's gonna do its thing again. So now we just have to wait. And the cool thing about it, yeah, 3 minutes. Cool thing about this too is this tray right here is actually this like hits the bag, like whatever in the solution, it hits this up. So when it goes to your stomach, it's not cold, so it's warm. It's not so hot that you can't deal with it anyway too. But there's a heater, and that is thing right there is the sensor. So it senses that the bag, or like I think it's making sure that it's on the right temperature or something like that. But basically that's the sensor right there. I'm not so good on that, right? But there you go. We have to wait again for another 2 minutes to finish this thing, and then it will prompt again as to like what would be the next thing to do. So I'm gonna change gloves again. That's what I said, every time you touch something, so your hands now is kind of like contaminated. So, but anyway, if you're doing this, you should not be recording, but I did just to share this information to my family and my friends, and to my friends' family that's going through this as well. And so they can understand, like, hey, what's going on with, like, when we hear like dialysis, oh my gosh, it's really like scary or something like that. But it's kind of like scary, but you have to just understand what's the process, and also you have to basically understand the patient, I think, knowing what they're going through. But I'm just sharing this, so just to be like, just some information instead of like sharing, you know, nonsense video. But anyway, well, we're gonna do it again once this machine is finished doing what it's doing, setting up. Alright, so it's done setting up on that step. So now step 3, it says break cones and clamp and use lines. So this is the cone that they're talking about. So we'll just have to break it. Do like that, twist. So it's like, it has an axis now, it's open basically. So we'll break this. And then, and use the, clamp the unused line. So this is not connected to anything, not connected to anything, not connected to anything. So these lines, basically, some people using more solutions, so they have these lines, or some medication attached or something like that, those lines are, that's what they are for. But since he's only using 2 solutions, so we only use the 2 lines. And then after that, we just have to click next. And then now the machine is sitting up again for a minute. So let's say, just in case I did not really break that, like totally broken, the machine will detect that, like, hey, your solution is not enough. Because let's say we're using 1200 or 1200 liters, and then the machine, if this is not totally broken, the machine can only detect like 600 or 6000 liter solution. So it will prompt you like there's not enough solution in there. So pretty smart. It will, yeah, just like really computer. Sometimes they're smarter than no, I can't say that. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. So now we're gonna wait until like there's another 10 seconds left, and then it's all gonna go through a different what they call this step. So we'll just wait for that. So it's still, we still have like 30 seconds remaining, but I already positioned the solution. So it should be like 1 solution in there, and this is the main one. So right now it's heating up this bag, and it's cool because the other one, I hang it here. So there's actually like a hole there. It's intended for that. You can just hang the solution bag to that cart. It's pretty cool. This cart is actually goes together with this machine. They give it together with the machine. All right, so now see, there it is. This is what I'm talking about. If So right now it's detected that we use 2 bags. So that's the one bag with the main bag, which is on the heater, this one on the top, and then the second bag to there. So all we gotta do, that's already step 4. So we just still click next, and then it's gonna go through its process again, another minute to do that. So it says flushing. So it's gonna flush like whatever, I'm guessing like whatever air in the line, it's gonna flush. Make sure that there's no air before we hook this up to our patient, basically. Because if there's air in there, it can give them like a heart chest pain. So we don't want to do that. Just like bubble, you know, like another way of explaining it, but basically right now what it's doing is taking all this air in the line. That's it, simple as that, right? Alrighty, so now, okay, so it's actually step 5 now. It says priming, so it's priming the machine now. Ensure blue line clamp is open. So this line here, make sure that it's open, because now that solution is gonna come up to this line. So it's open, so I just click next. My hand is still good. This hand is not touching anything, so it's not contaminated really. So it's still like sanitized in another way. But all right, so now we're gonna wait for another minute, priming the machine. And so I don't know if you noticed, but the screen changes color. When it's green, meaning I can't do anything, it's the machine thing. When it turns blue, then that's the time that like I can interact. So it's like user interaction when it's blue. All right, so now it says prime complete. So this is what I'm saying, the color changes to blue. So now it's like I'm gonna interact. So just like whatever the machine is telling us to do, we have to do it. So close patient line clamp or press back to prime again. So basically this one right here, we will make sure that see that liquid moving. So that's the solution right there. Make sure that it's already reached there without any problem. So now that we have it ready, just close this clamp. But if you press and you don't see any liquid in there, and then that's the time that you have to go back and press back so the machine can prime again, and the solution's gonna make sure that the solution is going through that line. That's what it is. So now that's everything set. It just says next, so we will just click next, and then of course all the information. Did I do like manual exchange? Because they call it manual because sometimes like when you don't have electricity or something like that, you have to do manual dialysis or like exchange with this solution manually, not using this machine. But we don't have that today, so just click no, and then just click next, and then we don't have that, so just next basically, and then voila, it says ready for treatment. So now it tells you like, okay, ready for treatment, use a septic technique to connect blue line to yourself. Open the blue line to clamp, blue line clamp, and your catheter clamp. So basically this machine is ready. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ready or prepare my patient so I can hook him up to this machine. Alrighty. Alright guys, so basically this is the line that's gonna connect to that machine. See, it's connected to the stomach. So to do this, he undergone like surgery to put this hose inside his stomach. So, or somewhere in there. It's not really like inside the stomach, but inside. You probably like question like, what inside the stomach? So somewhere like the peritoneal area. That's why I think that's why it's called peritoneal dialysis. But there's more like good explanation to that. So that topic, you can probably Google it. It's probably better than the way I explained it. Yeah, but those are like the from the tapes. I try to clean them every day, but sometimes they're really tough to do it. So this is where the exit site. I have to clean that as well every day. before hooking him up to the machine, make sure that's clean every day. I put like a cream. It's a gentamicin cream. That's what they called. So this is his supply. So this is used for cleaning that opening right there, like the cut or the wound, whatever you call it. The opening. So that is the cleaner. And of course, gloves, box of gloves, the gauze, the island dressing, and that tape to anchor that. and then this another tote. So this is also a cleaner, but this is the cleaner to the caps. Like that's where the blue tip that I'm gonna connect to the machine. Also have to clean that. So everything really needs to be sanitized, clean. So I have boxes of gloves because at least I probably use at least 10 pairs of gloves per connection or per night. But all right, I'm gonna do that. All right, so yeah, I just didn't video the time that I cleaned that part. It's a little sensitive, so I don't think it's a good idea to take a video on that part. But it's just cleaning those, just like a wound, cleaning a wound. And then this is the tip right here. So right now it's soaking soaking a cleaner. So we have to sanitize it at least a minute soaking, and then after that you have to scrub it, 1 minute scrubbing, and then once it's ready, that's where it's gonna connect there. And then here still it's waiting for us to connect before I click next, and it says ready for treatment. But we'll just give it a minute, and then or 2 minutes, since I'm gonna scrub that after. So hang tight, we're getting there. Let's see. All right, let's put some lights in it. It's a little dark. Okay, so now it is connected. So this was the tip from his exit site. We call it exit site. And then now it's connected to the machine. See, it's all connected now there. So so before we click next, we have to make sure that this is open. So meaning now the hose from his tummy, or yeah, the inside, whatever, it's already like open. And also we're gonna open this one, and then now we have to click next. So see, now it's next. It says drain 0 of 5. So now whatever the solution that's inside him, it's gonna drain. So that's what it is. Probably, so right now he's got 1000 ml inside him, and that should drain. And then once it drains, it's gonna fill, and then once the fill is done, probably it's gonna drain like 20-30 minutes max. And then filling, it's gonna fill 10 minutes max. The number of fill, it's gonna like 2000 ml each fill. And he's got like 5 fills and then 5 drains. Yeah, but the process is like, it's gonna fill, it's gonna drain, it's gonna fill, and then it's gonna dwell. They call it dwell. It's gonna take like 2 hours for that solution to dwell in his peritoneal area. And then that's the cleaning is gonna happen in that 2 hours. So once it's cleaned after 2 hours, it's gonna drain again, and then fill again, and then dwell in there again for 2 hours until it reaches like 5 dwell and 5 drain, 5 fill, or actually 6, because at the end he's gonna, so we have to disconnect here. So now he's not attached to the machine. It's a long tube. It's kind of like 25, I think 25 feet, if I'm not mistaken, 25 feet. So it's not like he's stuck into the machine all night. I mean, basically he's stuck, but it's not like next to him. But actually, this is the bed. So this is the bedside. I will just not focus it. But anyway, so that's it, guys. So right now it's draining. It's draining 254 ml right now, but it's gonna finish draining, and then fill, and then dwell, and then that's where the cleaning is happening inside his body. So basically, or actually thankfully, that we have this type of machine, because in that way this serves as his kidney. He has a, or as we all know, if you go through dialysis, meaning you have kidney failure, and at some point he will need a kidney transplant. So I'm gonna share another video later on, like once the treatment is done. Okay, so this is how it looks like when the machine is filling. So meaning, see, it has to have a 2000 ml filled in his I think peritoneal is what they call it, and this is fill 1 of 6. So that's what I said earlier. It's gonna fill, and then once it reaches to 2000, it's gonna dwell. It's gonna take 2 hours to dwell, and then drain again until it reaches like 6 fills. So basically he's on the machine for 13 hours, sometimes 13.5 hours. That's overnight. And then after the treatment, that's the time I can unhooked him. So I'm gonna show you that as well once the machine is done. It's gonna take a overnight, so I'm gonna show that the next video.